Shalom. Hope everyone is doing well, as good as can be under the circumstances. When Yaakov sends messengers to Esav, he sends them with a message. Tell him, Im Lavan Garti, I've been living with Lavan until now. And he says, I have shor v'chamor, tzon v'eved v'shivcha, I have oxen, I have donkeys, I have sheep, I have slaves, I have maidservants. And he says, all this isn't to try to please you, my master. So that's a very interesting list, shor v'chamor, tzon v'eved shivcha, because tzon appears third. Wouldn't you think tzon is the most chashuv, the most important of them, and it should appear first in the list? And if you think I'm being picky, well, let's look back. When Parashat Lech, Avram's wealth is being described, the pasuk says, "Avram heitiv ba'avarav v'hilo tzon uvakar." Tzon is mentioned first. When Yitzchak's wealth is being described in Parashat Toldot, it says, "Vayihilo mikneh tzon u'mikneh vakar." Tzon is mentioned first. Even Yaakov, last week's Parsha, Vayetze, and it says, "Vayifrod za'ish ma'od ma'od." He grew very wealthy. What's mentioned first in the list? That he has tzon. So tzon is always first. So why here is it third? Rabbeinu Bechaya gives us an interesting explanation. He said Yaakov doesn't want to mention tzon first because tzon might allude to what set this whole process, set off this whole process, this whole series of events of Yaakov running away from Esav. Because Yitzchak sent Esav out to go bring him food, to go hunt to bring him food. And Yaakov shows up and gives him meat right away and covers his arms in order to pretend to be Esav. And how did that all start? Rivka says to Yaakov, Lech na el hatzon. So he doesn't want to bring up tzon. That would remind Esav, that would reopen all these feelings, and Yaakov's trying to appease him. So therefore, he doesn't want to bring up tzon right now. Only after it's done and he successfully appeased him, and Esav says to him, okay, now we're back together. Let's stick around. Let's go together to our next place. Let's travel together. And Yaakov has to tell him, listen, you go faster than me. I'm slow. I have all these kids. I don't need Yodea. I can't do it. What's mentioned first in his list? There, tzon is mentioned first. Now tzon can go back to its rightful place. But when he's trying to appease Esav, he doesn't want to bring up those negative memories again, and therefore tzon appears third. And this is a very, very important lesson we can learn from Yaakov Avinu, as related to us by Rabbeinu Bechaya, explained to us by Rabbeinu Bechaya, the extra sensitivity we have to have in using our words to not hurt others. We have to pay attention, even moving one word, 2 words away from where it would otherwise be. That kind of sensitivity, we have that'll make people not be hurt, that'll make people be happier, and that could be a tremendous chut for all of us, for all of Klal Yisrael, a chut for our chayalim, our chatufim, and all those in need of a refuah shalema. Shabbat shalom.